Well, it's Pride Month, and so you see my t-shirt, Love with Pride, though you can't see all of it. And the V is green, so you're seeing the green screen. So a little secret there. And why I decided to do this video is today we're getting to the end of the month, which is traditionally June has been Pride Month. Even though here in the Vancouver area, we do the August long weekend with our parade and different events around the city. So we get the double bonus of having the celebrations. And this is an important day for me because this day in 2001 was the day I actually came out to myself. And it was kind of a different kind of process than I think a lot of people envision as to how that information comes forward for us. And for some people, it's an attraction to a specific person or, different things that happen in their lives. And for myself, I grew up where I had ideas, but I didn't see anything in my culture or places where I lived, often very small towns. We didn't see or hear anything about that. And of course, no social media or any kind of connection to that bigger world, really, in a lot of different ways. So at that time, I was recovering from cancer and was getting ready to go back to work. And I was really feeling challenged. So I had gone for some counseling through my Employee Family Assistance Program, which is a wonderful program for people who have that in their workplace. And first, I was feeling really vulnerable, and I had found the course to work with the shielding, the course I teach now that I've taught for over 20 years, the energy and meditation, which was really helpful. But there was still this feeling in me. There was like this black cloud that was kind of in my solar plexus and my second chakra, or belly, for those that don't know the terminology. So there was that part of me that knew something was going on. I'd gone to these really deep places within myself over the 6 months where I had really done the deep dive. And you can get that chapter on my website for free if you're interested in hearing about that. And still, there was this peace. And so I saw my counselor and she said, "What does it feel like? What does it look like? Like, just spend time with it." And so I came home, and again, I'm on my sofa. My sofa is my place where I've processed a lot of stuff. And all of a sudden, I felt like this shift in the world, like this, almost like the globe. I was part of the globe, and my world kind of shifted, and I had a new perspective. And it's like, oh, my sexuality is different than what I thought it was. And I kind of saw my relationships and how things didn't progress the way I had hoped for them, and that deeper intimacy wasn't there. And yes, there's lots of reasons that could be, the different trauma I dealt with, and lots of different reasons, but there was that sudden realization of how I was different. And I'd supported the queer community in many different ways over the years and was one of the greater supporters. And I remembered a reaction I had when I had donated some money to something and got something back, kind of including me in the group. And it was like, "What are you talking about?" And it was so hidden from myself with the abuse and different things that had happened to me and the trauma. And so it was just like a relief, but also like this, now what? I see the world in a different way. This all makes sense. And this can happen for a bunch of different reasons, right? Whether it's your sexuality, like learning about my Enneagram was another way that I really found it's like, oh, yeah, that's exactly how I think and how I've reacted to things. So it was this huge eye opener for me. And when I came out to one of my friends, she was like, "Well, of course, I knew it all along." It's like, oh. Okay. So there was that part of me that still felt some shame around it and had to deal with it. And know that it's not just part, like it's not all of who I am, it's just part of me, and just integrate that into myself. And in this time in our lives, in our society, more and more people want to bring their full selves to everything that they do. And so that's why I thought I would just celebrate today for myself. And maybe there's something going on with you where, maybe there's a part of me I haven't acknowledged or recognized that wants to come forward, and just allowing ourselves that grace and that time for integration and getting support as if we need it. I think it was an 8-week group through one of the centers in town, which was really helpful. There was a bunch of women who were in the same situation, so we had lots of things to talk about, and a really great facilitator that led us through the group. And so I think the main point, other than just our knowing our true selves and understanding that, and that's what I help people a lot with, is also that place of not making assumptions, right? Bringing that curiosity in for ourselves and for others, that they might think differently from us. We just can't assume, right? There's an old saying around that I won't repeat. But there is a place where, even from our Enneagram type, we see this a lot when people are beginning that understanding, especially in relationships, where, oh, I thought you thought about that particular thing like I did. And so it's a big reveal to them that other people don't necessarily think the same way. So that's just part of being human, not to be ashamed of it or be concerned, just being aware, and then bringing that curiosity back in as to what is going on with me, what is going on for them, that, there's some difference here, and how can we be open to have that discussion and find out what their perspective is. So I'll leave you with that today. And if you're celebrating in any way, enjoy. I know we have the Jazz Fest going on here in the Vancouver area, so that's a lot of fun as well. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.